About a decade ago, I began to realize that there was a real need for products in the marketplace that help people prevent infection. It seemed like so often medical doctors focused their attention on treating an illness after it occurred. We're able to actually destroy a large variety of bacteria. We're able to do it very quickly. But the best part is these chemicals are incredibly safe for those who put them on their skin or have them in their environment around them. They actually help many times condition the skin and make it feel better than before. Something I don't think can be said for many other antibacterial active ingredients. It seems like people initially are attracted to this product line because they want the protection afforded to them by the antibacterial action, for example. But we find that people continue to use them because they feel so good on their skin. In fact, in many of these products, the more you use them, better your skin feels, which is exactly the opposite with many of the competition products. During my investigation of active ingredients that could possibly be used to help provide this protection against the risk of infection was the historically used alcohol. One of the things we learn in freshman chemistry is about the flammability of certain chemicals. This is a simple solution of alcohol, similar to the exact same solution often found in hand care products. Alcohol traditionally has been a solvent used in laboratories. And putting a solvent on your skin seems so ridiculous to me in many ways. In addition, alcohol is terrible at defatting the skin. It actually sucks the oils right out of the skin and removes them and leaves your skin in much worse shape afterwards than before. So we decided to ignore alcohol as a potential. We just push it right out of the way and forget it. Another compound we wanted to avoid was Triclosan. Triclosan you may have not have heard of before, but in the chemist's world, of course, it's a very common ingredient used in the vast majority of antibacterial soaps that are on the market today. In Europe recently, some scientists showed that soon after a mother washed her hands with Triclosan, the Triclosan showed up in her breast milk. Hence, the baby gets a dose internally of something that really was never intended to be taken internally. As a result, Triclosan is facing more and more opposition from regulation groups and will soon be removed from many of the countries in Europe. We certainly didn't want to face those kinds of problems. After studying these and a variety of other active ingredients and discarding them for any future use, we landed upon a very unique and very promising group of chemicals. The quaternary ammonium compounds offer so many opportunities for us. The quaternary ammonium compound that I found to be most beneficial in my research is benzethonium chloride. It's quite a mouthful, I know. We sometimes refer to it as just BEC. I thought it might be interesting for you today to see some of the pure benzethonium chloride that we utilize in our products. The process of combining this ingredient with all the other ingredients that we have in our product line has been quite a challenge. Also, it's important for us to include many other active ingredients for skin care. We want skin to feel better and actually improve with the use through our products. So, as we began to talk to people and let them try these products, their first question oftentimes was, "This feels wonderful. Why doesn't it sting?" People are used to having the alcohol sting their hands. We said it's different than alcohol. And they say, "Really? Well, I didn't realize anything else but alcohol existed to help treat the skin." The acceptance is marvelous. In fact, it's heartwarming to see how well people accept products that I've spent so long trying to invent. Another benefit of the PureWorks product line is the lasting protection they provide against the risk of infection. Actually, some products evaporate so quickly that there is no lasting protection whatsoever. Consider the case of alcohol, for example. By the time I put the lid back on the bottle and set it aside, the alcohol is evaporating. The alcohol is decreased in concentration so much that the killing effect of the alcohol is beginning to dissipate very rapidly. Let's contrast that now with the foam. Okay? Here's our antibacterial foam. If we simply apply that, you can actually feel the difference here. The lasting effect, or almost like a very thin barrier of the benzethonium chloride, actually is in there continuing to protect the skin. Both of these hands now have been cleaned and their bacteria removed. However, Upon future contamination now, this hand has been re-inoculated with bacteria that will survive. On this hand, the bacteria will immediately die. I think you can actually see on the back of my skin the dryness that's been caused by the alcohol. However, on the other hand, you can see a much more supple and much more healthy skin, I guess you could say. So you don't have to have harsh chemicals or solvents. You can have a very gentle system provide the same activity, condition the skin, and give you the persistence and the extra protection you want beyond the simple application. As I mentioned, we've taken these products out and had a variety of different groups test them, most importantly the professional medical groups. As we talk to these people who are in such an important caregiving role, they said most of the products they've been told to use are so hard on their skin. People would prefer not to have those products touch their skin so often during the day. The rewarding part to me is as we've introduced these new products, the nurses, the doctors, the professional health caregivers all come to us and say, my skin actually feels better the more I put them on my skin. That a product needs to be both safe and effective. Our active ingredient, benzethonium chloride, has been approved for many, many years by the FDA as both safe and effective when used within the concentration range that we're using them. We don't want people to come back and experience negative reactions to these products. So we've done a lot of pre-market testing. We've even gone to healthcare professionals, doctors and dermatologists who said that not only do they find these products useful for their patients, but they themselves enjoy using them and feel comfortable using them. A lot of people ask me how the PureWorks line of products actually works. How does it get this tremendous activity against the microorganisms that it kills? The benzethonium chloride is a unique molecule having quite a complex, long, oil-soluble-like or lipophilic tail attached to a positively charged or cationic head. This molecule inserts itself down into the membranes and the surfaces of bacteria and actually explodes or literally dissolves the organism before it has a chance to respond in any way. The positive charge on the quats also sticks to the slightly negative charged surface of the skin, allowing it to stay and offer that persistent activity. In addition to the persistence and the antibacterial activity, that's part of the secret too, why your skin feels so silky and soft, almost a powdery afterfeel when the quats are applied to the skin and remain on the skin. Interestingly enough, this same cationic activity is active against viruses as well as bacteria. Viruses have a very different coating than bacteria. However, the quaternary ammonium compounds attached to this denature the protein on the surface and literally destroy the virus. Our hard surface disinfectant is an excellent example of the broad spectrum activity against multiple viruses such as herpes, avian flu virus, and even the AIDS virus. The need, as this is increased, as we all get closer together, for personal protection is dramatic. That is where PureWorks can provide the answers and the solutions that people need. It's important that people understand and realize that these products were not just thought up or conceived of in some boardroom in corporate America. The origins of these products were right in the laboratory. They were tested, improved, validated, and over the years developed to the point where they can now leave the laboratory and be available for the public.